Hello, welcome to this update for the severe weather. This is kind of a late update, but I bet the worst storms haven't started yet. So we have these enhanced risk spots of Georgia into North Carolina and South Carolina, and this light risk from Alabama to New Jersey. So a big area along the east coast, the danger for severe weather today. There's this marginal along the south as well, in spots of the Midwest, and also in the New Mexico and Texas, a marginal. So we do have a big 5% tornado threat across Virginia, North Carolina, Maryland, spots of Delaware, and into New Jersey too, including Philadelphia. So please be careful in those areas today. A more elevated tornado threat, and this is nearly about to happen. So be careful. There's wind threat, this enhanced risk, the 30% wind threat from Georgia to North Carolina. So please be careful. Some significant damaging winds probably, and and all the way to Pennsylvania, the 15%. So be careful. Some storms in Florida too, and all the way to Texas and spot to the Midwest and the Southwest. Some damage winds, hail 15% from northernmost South Carolina and all the way to Maryland. And there's this 5% goes all the way to Texas and the Southwest, some hail too, and the Midwest. So stay safe today. Scared to numerous severe thunderstorms are possible this afternoon and evening with 50 to 70 mile per hour gusts, given the wind damage extending from the mid-Atlantic states into the southeast. The potential for a few tornadoes exists in the mid-Atlantic states into the Carolinas, so stay safe in those areas. Be careful. Have ways to receive warnings. Tomorrow, for Saturday, a slight risk in central Oklahoma into northern Texas and southern Kansas, so be careful tomorrow too. There's this marginal risk from Texas to central Kansas, marginal down in Florida, and marginal spots the mid-Atlantic, North Carolina again. So be careful tomorrow in those areas. There's 15% wind in Oklahoma, so be careful. Some damaging wind gusts into Texas and Kansas too. Some 5% on the east and the southeast. So be careful. There's hail, 15% hail in the plains as well. So be careful. Some hail there, and also on the east, some slight chance of hail too. And tornadoes, this 2% in Oklahoma, including right like Norman, Oklahoma City, some spots central Oklahoma into Kansas. So stay safe in those areas tomorrow. They're like severe, like, so let's see the significant tornado parameter if it shows anything for today. So now it's already showing West Virginia, spots of the Appalachians, nothing crazy, but some slight, like minor parameters in those areas. By 23Z shows this in Virginia, North Carolina. Nothing too crazy, but that shows some yellows there, spot Virginia and North Carolina close to 2 tornado parameters. So be careful in those areas. You never know. A little bit earlier in the afternoon shows less, but later to the evening, those storms keep growing. It even grows in Virginia. I don't know if you can see there, but even a tiny purple in some spots, like some 2 to 4 significant tornado parameter. So be careful in those areas. And there's like here mid Atlantic, better here, so you can see better. This is marked. So shows like a small purple, some like 3 tornado parameters, spots of Maryland. So stay safe in those areas. Might be some sneaky storms later. This goes away during the night, but be careful in those areas. And why did I just click Canada here? So let's see like the updraft listing now, the full run. So like until Saturday morning shows spots of South Carolina, some stronger storms further up in West Virginia, into Pennsylvania, some as well, and shows like into North Carolina too. Doesn't show anything that crazy, but does show some stronger storms, especially in the damaging wind area there. So stay safe in those areas. And here like the 12C to see tomorrow as well. Shows like already some from central Oklahoma down to northern Texas, some stronger ones right in that area. So stay safe. Even shows a thing or two in New Mexico, Colorado, and some lighter ones in Florida. So stay safe in those areas. Does show like east, so there are already those storms in the Appalachians, so there are already many storms there. Shows even in Ohio some heavy rain, West Virginia. So this goes shows those stronger storms South Carolina this afternoon. Spots there to North Carolina down to Georgia. Might be some damaging winds in Georgia too. So this goes shows more across Maryland, Northern Virginia, and later this goes. You see those stronger cells like Southern Maryland later in the evening. I can even see a little like white there. So those ones might have that tornado threats, some larger hail. Still shows in southern Pennsylvania later and the coast of the Carolinas. So stay safe. And tomorrow still shows a few storms in the afternoon. So be aware those areas. Central bear south, so shows a bunch of storms in northern Mexico this afternoon. Be careful, finger two in Louisiana, but this goes shows tomorrow afternoon, starting in Oklahoma by the evening tomorrow, but this doesn't go far out enough. But be aware, nothing or two in New Mexico or Colorado. So stay safe. There's plenty of Cape spots on the East Coast this afternoon. Those reds close to like 3,000, not 3,000, like 2,500 joules per kilogram in some of those areas. So there's plenty of energy for those storms to grow. So stay safe in those areas. This goes tomorrow in the plains. Does show in Oklahoma and Kansas those reds more than 2,500 joules per kilogram. Northern Texas even shows to like 3,000. So stay safe in those areas tomorrow. Those stronger storms. Florida, still plenty of Cape, and yeah, so stay safe in those areas. Now, day 3 does show like a marginal in Texas, central to southeastern Texas, and Montana, spots of Wyoming into Idaho too. There was one in Florida, but I think it removed. So stay safe in those areas for Sunday. Isolated severe thunderstorms possible from the late morning to the afternoon Sunday across southeast Texas, in the late afternoon to the evening across portions of northern Rockies. So be careful those areas, especially later, like afternoon and evening. Now day 4 is a cool story. There's like this light risk still from parts of South Dakota and North Dakota, starting in Nebraska and into Minnesota and North Dakota. So this hasn't changed much, but still there, the 15%. So let's just see a positive tilt mid upper level trough should lift east as an embedded shortwave impulse over the Northern Rockies tracks near the international border, northern Great Plains. A northeast southwest oriented cold front should accelerate southward into the central high plains, where a weak frontal wave temporarily stalls the front over the Red River Valley of the north. There are pronounced signals for afternoon evening convection on the front, initially steep mid-level upsway to support scarred severe potential, but it appears a stronger mid-level flow may lag to the cool side of the front, which may limit the greater threat. But yeah, be careful for Monday there. And Tuesday might be a fun day. So there's this slight risk from Texas all the way to Nebraska now, this 15% for Tuesday. So this has grown a little bit. So I think Tuesday has more potential than Monday has. So shows like there's this trough further north in Canada, but later by Tuesday shows this other one coming to the central plains in some areas there, because there'll be that trough near California and an impulse going to the plains causing those storms Tuesday. So let's see the day 5 complex severe potential is expected across central states. Low amplitude shortwave impulses should be progressive progressing across parts of the northern upper Midwest into central high plains on Tuesday morning. Some guidance suggests extensive overnight convection may be ongoing within a far variability difference. Upper low regime characterized by coupled southern stream left exit northern extreme right entrance regime. This renders substantial uncertainty where the most robust boundary layer destabilization should occur. Warm mid-level temperatures in the southern stream should yield modest mid-level episodes with further lowers which further lowers confidence. Nevertheless, a broad and rich moist sector adequate deep layer shear along the widespread convection during the afternoon and evening indicates severe storms remain possible. So not a big event, it's still like very uncertain. The ceiling is not that high, but we'll just keep watching. But still, Tuesday might be bigger than Monday. So be aware. So this goes, shows Sunday, and Monday shows some Cape there in South Dakota into Nebraska, like 1,800 joules per kilogram, a few spots, nothing too crazy, but enough to support those storms there. But later in the evening it grows more. So here, this what I was looking at is like 1 p.m. in the afternoon, but this here is like 5 p.m. So forget what I just showed you. So later in the afternoon shows even to like 4,000 joules per kilogram, the European model, because the GFS like just to 900 and 2,000. So the Europeans a little bit on the wild side, but the icon is further down with the Great Escape. So we'll keep watching because sometimes the European kind of levitates as well. But Monday, this go Tuesday not showing the greatest thing of all time, but does show like into Missouri, some 3,000 joules per kilogram, central Oklahoma. The main threat is from Nebraska to Texas. So along Oklahoma, those areas might be some greater instability. So be aware, those areas does show the storms here. The GFS, this goes, shows Monday, spots of the northern plains, although this doesn't look like anything impressive. And then this goes there, especially Tuesday. So this is Tuesday here, shows some severe storms further down, but GFS still has moisture further up. So this is 60 Tuesday. This is still early, but later in the evening we will get those more severe storms there. So be aware. We'll keep watching. This is like 0Z Wednesday, which is Tuesday evening. So the European does have a clear signal for some severe storms Tuesday, as far east as Iowa. But we'll keep watching. Be aware in those areas. And look what we have here, a new area emerging. So it's already 30% in the Eastern Pacific. An area of low pressure could form by the middle part of next week offshore the coast of Central America, southern Mexico. Environmental conditions appear favorable for some development of the system. Thereafter it moves generally westward to northwestward around 10 to 15 miles per hour. So another system to watch there. Be aware, but it's very low chance still. People are not so excited about it. But there's tropical storm Alvin still in the Eastern Pacific, so it will die down by the time it gets to Mexico, but it will still produce some dangerous rip currents and some waves along the east coast, the west coast of Mexico, and the Baja Peninsula. So still be careful with that. The tropical storm force winds probabilities do reach like 5% to the low end of the Baja, so still be careful. There are some more damaging wind gusts, not damaging but dangerous, so stay safe. There's like rainfall. The European now shows along Guatemala into southern Mexico more than 100 millimeters in a big area there, so be careful. That moisture is starting to crank up some strong storms there in southern Honduras too. The Europeans even to northern Nicaragua and Honduras close to 100 millimeters. Costa Rica more than 100, spots of Panama, so stay safe. Very wet time there, and show spots of Mexico too, central Mexico, like many storms next day or so, just in the next 24 hours, shows many storms northern Mexico. So they will be going on this afternoon, so stay safe. Tormentas esta tarde, precaución, Mexico. So be careful. 5 days here shows even more, including Mexico City. So there's a lot of people there. Be careful. These storms and further into Central America. Northern Bahamas should be careful too. Southern Florida still a few storms, so be careful, especially northern Bahamas there. Western Cuba, the Europeans showing some weird trends, like showing close to like 100 millimeters in a few spots, and it just switched to inches. So it's a 96 millimeters. The GFS is close to 100 as well, a few spots there of Cuba. The icon is also right in between this island and main island of Cuba, has more than 100 millimeters. So this sector here might get a burst of moisture. Nothing too crazy, but be careful. And long range until the second week of June does show a lot of moisture still around Central America and the plains in the US still. So we're still watching, but this is uh, long range, so it's far out. There's this weird surge of moisture out of nowhere in northern Baja California, so we better keep looking at watching that. So stay safe. This goes just to mention one thing. So after Tropical Storm Alvin goes into Mexico, the remnants might get caught in the jet stream and even contribute to the severe weather later. So we better keep watching. The European on Monday evening does have a lot of storms. The GFS is the one that's always not excited about storms and always excited about hurricanes. That's the realm of the GFS. But the Europeans pretty excited about the storms, the severe weather. So we'll keep watching. And be careful of those storms in Mexico and Central America. The Caribbean shows some showers still in a few spots. Nothing too crazy, but be careful. Puerto Rico, a few showers, and Central Cuba. So stay safe in those areas. Still that heat wave in California. Let's just see what heat warnings still have. So still the extreme heat warnings, Nevada and California, and the heat advisory. So stay safe in those areas. Tornado watches, severe thunderstorm watch already active down the east, and flood watches. Some wind warnings in central Washington, wind watches, high wind watches. So stay safe in those areas. For excessive rainfall, still that slight risk along the from Kentucky to the northeast, and that marginal. So still be careful. Some flash flooding possible there. Day 2 a marginal in the northeast. Day 3 in Arizona. Finally starting some showers there. It's almost monsoon time. There's day 4 further north. Day 4 is probably Monday, the severe weather, so be careful. Day 5 still as the storm season continues. So day 1 through 7, we are again seeing this wet pattern throughout the central plains. They potentially have more than 5 inches, like Oklahoma and to Arkansas, Missouri and Texas, a few spots next 7 days. So we'll keep watching. But 5 days, like close to 4 inches. So the crazier burst might come later. But be careful these 5 days too in Florida as well. So stay safe. There's this kind of linear rain flow into the northeast and eastern Canada, and yeah, stay safe. And the heat risk still in California, especially in the valleys, into Nevada, and more spots there as well. So stay safe in those areas. Still shows those hundreds, close to 105, even 106 spots of the valleys. Might be even to like the heat indices, the feels like temperatures showed more than 108 or something, the heat indices. So stay safe. During the night, slightly colder in the high Rockies and still hot in the southwest. So be careful. That might increase the heat risk. Because Saturday, will be the hottest day of the year for now. So far. So later it will be hotter, of course, but so far this looks to be the hottest day this month in California. So shows to 105, to 101 in the valleys, even in Idaho to 190s in Montana, Arizona, Nevada, very hot in Las Vegas too. Be careful, more spots northern Nevada, and some 90s New Mexico to Texas as well. So stay safe in those areas. Still shows later day 3s, some scattered 80s and 90s in the plains, still close to 100 in some valleys of the west, interior spots. So be careful. Day 3 minimum, Monday morning. Again, some kind of colder in the northwest, so some 30s in the Cascades. But the show still hot by Monday afternoon, some 90s and 80s. Tuesday morning, cold again the Northern Rockies because of a disturbance there, and still during the day Tuesday, cold in the Rockies, but much hotter in the south, the Midwest, the Southwest. So beware later Wednesday morning, still some 20s things in the mountains, some 30s. So be careful. But next Wednesday afternoon, hot again in the Southwest, Southern Texas might be more than 105 again, and the Southeast. So stay safe in those areas. Slightly windier in those storms today on the east, and this is not the wind from the storms, it's just wind itself, so those storms will be much higher. So stay safe. Southern Arizona, a few gusts, and northern plains. So be aware those areas and stay safe. Just check if there's something else here. There's those higher temperatures southern Canada, and like during the night still cold in northwestern Canada and northeastern Canada. The south kind of Chile and Alaska still cold as well, northern Alaska especially, and in the mountains. But these warmer temperatures remain spots central Canada, but they move east because let's hope it cools down in Manitoba a little bit because those fires are insane there. So please be careful. The wildfire smoke and everything, and especially in the Midwest in the US, much of the smoke is going into the Midwest. And this is the Atlantic Ocean, and this haze is wildfire smoke. So the wildfire smoke from Manitoba is getting e- close to Europe. So this is very crazy. But please be careful. A bunch of fires still going on. I hope they stop soon because it feels so bad for those forests. But they are natural at least. So please stay safe in those areas. Be careful of the air quality in the Midwest. And I should talk to you about the future outlook in the tropics because the GFS today was like absolutely insane. It showed a category 4 slamming the Gulf Coast on like the first week of June, a run ago. And this run he has a Cat 3 in Florida, and last run he had a Cat 4 in the Panhandle. So the GFS is absolutely nuts. This is like a Cat 2, but like this won't happen. So don't even hear what I'm saying. This won't happen. But there's a slight probability for something to form in June still. The European has some more moisture there, potentially some lower pressures near Central America the second week of June, like first, second week, but we are still watching. Nothing will happen like right now, maybe the second week of June. But yeah,